Good morning. Good afternoon. I'm not sure where I'm not sure where we are in the day. It may be afternoon now, I'm not sure. But we went out and ran some errands this morning. We stopped in at the bakery and got a grilled cheese on sourdough bread snack. I say snack, it's a meal. It was filling. I don't need to eat lunch now. Then we popped into Uprooted and I got some peanut butter balls and we got some, what else did I get? I got something else. Oh my God, I'm totally blanking. Oh, goat cheese. So now I'm just knitting. I'm working on a sock, which I think, sorry. Bee drive. We have had so many blue jays and squirrels and crows out in the backyard because we put some feed out for the deer and they were eating it instead. So I put out some bird seed out there today, some sunflower seeds, and they're going at that right now. So I got some pictures of the squirrel who was angry because I interrupted him. Refilled the little suet block. Now I'm just gonna sit back and do some knitting. We're going to be down here, so that's what's going on. Not too much, just kicking back, relaxing. It's cloudy today, but it's actually quite nice out. Oh, and this morning, because there was still some deer feed left out there, I looked out the window this morning and there was a big fat pheasant and a crow just sitting there side by side pecking away. And then last night we looked out, we were about to take the dog out for her pee before we went to bed, and there was a skunk digging up some grubs, I assume, right near the front door. So we had to kind of knock on the window to scare it away so we could take the dog out. So all kinds of wildlife this weekend so far. That's what's going on. Somebody found the sunspot. It's probably about, I'm gonna guess, 9 o'clock. By the way, I'm reading a really good book. I definitely recommend this. Look at her. She found the sunspot. My husband's already left. I'm going home shortly. It was just too beautiful here this morning. I did not want to leave. So I'm just gonna hang out for a bit. This is why we bring two separate cars. And then we're back next weekend. And then we're down for the week for our vacation. Oh my God. There. Use my, what are you doing? You're gonna sniff it? It's not, oh God. I have always wanted to knit a Musselburgh hat since the pattern came out. I kept putting it off because I've heard how like the cast on is really fiddly and blah, blah, blah. And, but the more times I see somebody knitting it, the more that I want to knit it. And so I watched the tutorial that Isolde put on her YouTube channel. And I was like, that's not that bad. I mean, I'm going to have to use DPNs, which I'm not a big fan of. That's why I thought at first I'm going to use DPNs, and I hate DPNs. I find them so fiddly, and so I kept putting it off. But then when I watched her tutorial, she has it with shows you how to do it on magic loop. And I was just like, that looks fine. Like, I don't think that's going to be too onerous at all. Now I've said that and I probably just jinxed myself, but so I think I'm going to go through my stash and I'm going to pull out maybe a couple of skeins to bring with me, because I think I want to do as many kind of hand knit gifts as I can this year, because I have a lot of yarn to use up. And also I'm trying to be a little more economical with my money, knowing, you know, kind of with retirement being sort of not too far away in the horizon. I just find homemade gifts a little more personal. I don't know if the recipient feels that way, but if you're giving somebody a knit gift, it's going to be, especially like, it's not like I'm going to knit somebody a sweater. So if you're giving somebody like a hat or a scarf or a cowl or, you know, something to that effect, it's going to be something they can use, you know. I've got a good start on the blanket for my nephew, so I don't think I'll have any problem finishing that, because it seems to be coming along. I cast on, I think, 150, maybe 160 stitches. What are those things called? And I'm doing 30 rows of each color, and I have 3 colors. I do need to kind of check my stash, because I think I may end up going into a second ball for each. Right now, we are just going to hang out. I am going to do a little more knitting, drink the rest of my coffee. This is my pottery mug. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I got this from Water Dragon Pottery, who's local. Look at the colors in it. Like, is there anything better than like a handmade pottery mug? Not a factory made pottery mug, but a homemade. I had to replenish the bird seed because they're eating me out of house and home. And it's mostly the blue jays, because they figured out how to empty out the seed dish and spill it all on the ground and eat it from there. So I have some sunflower seeds which are a little thicker, so I'm going to put them in the feeder just to see if that slows it down a little bit. Hello, we're back from vacation, and I was going to do a podcast on vacation, and I forgot my tripod, so I had nothing to balance my phone on. So I thought, okay, I'll do it on Sunday when we get home. No biggie. So we get home, and I realize I forgot my wedding rings at the house because I took them off the day before when we were doing pressure washing in the gutters on the garage, and I was the one on the roof, so I took them off and then forgot to put them back on, and didn't realize until I got home that I'd left them out there. And I thought, okay, well, I don't want to leave them out there. So we drove back to the cottage, which is just a 30-minute drive on the highway, and the leaves are changing colors, so it was beautiful. So whatever, get them, come home, cannot find my tripod anywhere. Realized it was in my backpack the entire time, and I just for some reason didn't see it. So now it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we have to go to the garage and drop my car off because I need to get some work done on it. So I didn't get a podcast done this weekend, but I did have a really good vacation. And I did get a fair bit of knitting done, which I will show you on the podcast. But I got some work on the blanket. I got 2 Christmas socks cast on, and I got one sock finished, and I'm on the foot of the other sock, but the person it's going to has very big feet, so. But I finished my muscle burrow hat, and I'm gonna cast on another one. That's about it. We had a very relaxing vacation. We had the kayaks out a couple of times. The weather was beautiful every single day. It was like perfect fall weather, and I spent a lot of time knitting. Yeah, I think that was it. Anyway, that is it. That is all that is going on post-vacation. Good morning. I have about 10 minutes before I have to start work. So I thought I would go downstairs. There is a dog in my lap demanding attention, as per usual. We're going to the cottage for the weekend, so I really wanted to start the cowl that I showed in my last episode, which I'll link here if you haven't watched it, about cozy knits for like the fall and winter that I wanted to do. The cowl is by Espastrico. I have a couple of ideas, and I think I may do 2 of them because I can't decide. So I have 3 options. Can one have too many cows? I don't think so. I live in Canada. Here is my first option, which is going to start kind of with the neutral, go into this, I call this a spring green. It's almost like a neon spring green. And then these 2 will be blended together. No, I'll start with this, then these 2 will blend together, and then this one will be on its own, and then this one will blend with the dark green, and then we'll finish with the dark green. I love this. I love these colors. And the yarn is so soft. So as I'm looking at the Flying Solo pattern, I'm realizing that it's knit in fingering weight, held double. This changes things significantly, which is kind of a bummer because I really like the yarns I have there. I'm wondering if I can I might do a gauge swatch and just see what gauge I get with the worsted weight yarn, and see if I can adjust the stitch count to kind of match what they have here. That's gonna require some math on my part. So yeah, I think I might do that because I really want to use my worsted weight single skeins, and I think it can be done. It's a cowl. It's not like it has to fit like a sweater or a hat. So if it's a little bigger, that's fine. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see if that works. We're supposed to get some really strong winds today, which I think is left over from Hurricane Helene, which finally made its way up here, but not as a hurricane. Anyway, so I thought I'd go out and I'll feed the birds, get some food down for them before it arrives. But is there any more of a I'm at the cottage outfit than what I've got on now? You'll see this in the runways soon.